Well, the last few days has been absolutely beautiful. The birds have been singing, the flowers have been growing. We've had a lot of pollen and a lot of dust on the floor as everything's settled down just because we're not abusing the planet. It's having a rest, it's kind of getting better, and the world is becoming a much nicer place, apart from the fact is that we're actually stuck in. And now we're back to the figures that are on the screen. It's Covid-19 update, and quite a lot's happened since the last video. Luckily, all good. I'll quickly go through these. The easiest way of doing it is new cases, and we can see it looks like that was the spike. We wanted that to be the spike, and it is. And of course now we end up with rain. We've had a wonderful bank holiday. People's kept in. If they hadn't done this, would have just gone into a second spike. So people that's watching who did stay in, thank you very much. I'm recording this on the 18th of April and now we're back to rain. So the graph hasn't spiked up. It's gradually going round. We're getting less and less cases. It's very, very good. The deaths are also starting to come down. And what's interesting, we had an update on recoveries, so they've gone to just shy of 2,000, where they were stuck for absolutely ages at 335. So once again, we can have confidence now is that less people are dying, less people are now getting the COVID-19, and we're having many more recoveries than what we have done over the past couple of weeks. What's even more encouraging with this is if we have a look at UK tests. And what we can see here is that we've been testing and we've been hitting 24,000, 23,000, 50,000. Now when we were spiking and a lot of people was being diagnosed with this, we had 18,000, 14,000, 16,000, 21,000. So we tested a lot more people and not finding as many people who have actually got COVID-19. Now that has to be really, really good news. Looking at graph trends, and what we can see there is that we're going into a curvature. It only looks very light here because this is a standard graph. However, if we go to a Worldometer for the United Kingdom and scroll down to total cases, instead of having a linear graph, which is the type I use, we use this type of graph. We can clearly see the curve, and the curve is there. We're in the curve, it's balancing out. We're all doing the right thing. It is early days, so please, please, please stay in. Don't think, oh wonderful, this is now getting better. It's not. We've still got a long way to go. It's just that we're showing very, very great signs is that we're now controlling it. If we compare this to China, we can see that they went into a similar curve, then it flatlined, and what that results in is there a number of deaths in effect disappearing. So we are doing the right thing. What's interesting, that supermarket trends have changed, and they've changed in a bit of a funny way, where before we couldn't get toilet roll and tomatoes, now we can't get flour still, we can't get tomato puree, that seems to be off the list, but we can still get tomatoes. We can still make our own tomato puree. And also, a lot of people's going for crisps. Don't know why. It's just another thing. So at the moment, tomato puree, crisps and flour seems to be the hot products that everybody wants and clearing the shelves in the supermarket. Yeah, eggs, bread, toilet roll, it's all there. So nothing to worry about. So going back to the charts and deaths and recoveries, we seem to be missing non-UK hospital deaths. Now, I did find this document which seems to say or suggest that 11,141 people had died in total, with 5,105 people dying in hospital at that point. And that was dated the 3rd of April. So that, at the time, came to a prediction of 6,036 deaths just by removing those two totals. However, what we discovered now is that report, or this report, has now suddenly disappeared from the Office of National Statistics. No idea why. So what we have to do, and we'll put a link in the comments below, is that if we actually go down to the ONS statistics, we have the up-to-date report, 17th of April, as of yesterday. And if we click on this XLS spreadsheet, we are presented with this data, which is people that have got COVID-19 or suspected COVID-19 on the death certificates. And the majority of people, as we can see there, from 60 onwards, are people in hospices and care homes. Now, this is the information that we seem to have been missing from the government. It's there. They still say it's unreliable. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, who knows. But that's coming in, for example, on the 15th of April at 6,213, where I kind of deducted that it was 6,036. Timing, things like that. However, what we can do now is incorporate these weekly totals into the main Excel spreadsheet that we've done. And before we do that, we can tell that 8,758 additional deaths, which is always sad, has occurred outside of hospital with COVID-19. So by simply using these weekly deaths here, we can add them to the spreadsheet which I've done, and basically we have the running total here. We put in the deaths which are non-hospital, and that gives us a new total. We see that the total is now 29,850 compared to the government's official total at 21,992. If we look at the graph now, and of course that's gone up quite dramatically, but that does include everyone. So looking at our predictions, if we put in the 29,850 there, this becomes relevant. We've included it. And what we see is that the government said it'll be 20,000 deaths, roughly. It equally said not long back is that they expect it to be 30,000. And I think that's based on people that die in hospital. But in fairness, if we had all the deaths together, we've got 29,850. It's sad, it's a lot, but we are in this together. But at least this gives a truer figure. There's a lot of conspiracies still going around, like China's now gone back in lockdown. We don't really know. I have a news report which I was going to put on here. I'll put a link in the description, which is basically saying that they're back in lockdown, or certain areas are. There's other things like saying it's now going to live in mist, it's going to go airborne. We don't know what's true and what's not, but the reality is in the UK there's been nearly 30,000 deaths, but there's not a lot of people in comparison to a few months ago actually getting the cases. So let's hope it's a better world that we're in, and it's raining, so hopefully the sun will come out in the next day or two. But if it does, please stay in. Just follow government guidelines. We've got a chance of coming out of this now. We don't want the second spike. A lot of people's died and it's really sad. We've overtaken the flu just about on every previous year, which is something that we didn't want to do. But stay in, keep safe, and we'll do another update soon. Look out for the red video turning up very, very shortly, and various other videos that will be no doubt appearing on the channel. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.